give some team grades for the 2023 season. And this part will be the Pac-12. Firstly, let's start with the Colorado Buffalo. I think there are two lenses you can look at this through, and it would give you a way different grade. Lens one is being just a fan of Colorado. Last year, they had only one win. Going from one win to 4 wins with all the hype would probably grade you about a B to B+. But lens two is looking at it from a college football standpoint. So if we look at the talent they brought in and what their record was and what happened in those games, it was honestly pretty disappointing. 3 of their 4 wins come either from 3 points or less margin of victory. Would you say in a lot of those games it could have went either way? Their only clear-cut win was against Nebraska. They also lost to a Stanford team and got blown out by a non-bowl eligible Washington State team. I kind of wonder if coaching in the Power 5 level is what Prime can do, and we'll see that next year. So I give them a D+. Next we got USC, and this is also a very disappointing team. Going 11-3 last year and barely just missing out on the playoffs. This year they go 7-5, and they just fell apart at the end of their season. There's really not much else to say when you got a Heisman winner on your team and you're only going 7-5, so I give them a D+. Next we got UCLA, and last year they went 9-4, and this year they went 7-5. I think the big disappointment for this team was they were expected, or at least hopeful, to compete on the upper echelon of the Pac-12, and we saw this year that just wasn't the case. And sadly, I don't think the new Big Ten is going to get any easier. I gave them a D+. Next, we got Utah, and it was really a shame that Cam Rising could not come back and play this year, as they were a 10-win team last year with him. As you can see, this year they went 8-4, and if you watched any of their games, their quarterback play was very subpar. But their team, other than their quarterback, was honestly super great. So for that, I gave them a pretty middling score in a B-. Nextly, let's talk about Oregon State. They were 8-4 this year, and they were a play or two away from potentially going to the conference championship game. But as we could see on the field, they weren't the levels of Oregon and Washington, and it's sad to see that Jonathan Smith is leaving. For this last season, I give them a solid B+.